Defense Ministry has said it scrambled fighter jets to escort U.S. bombers over the Bering Sea in the country's far east, as tensions between Moscow and Washington continue to ramp up. Moscow said on Thursday that it sent MiG-31 and Su-35 fighters to accompany the U.S. Air Force's B-52N strategic bombers over the Bering Sea, which separates North America from Russia. Russian airspace control devices over the neutral waters of the Bering Sea detected 3 air targets approaching the state border of the Russian Federation, the ministry said in a statement. It added that the fighters landed safely at home after the U.S. aircraft turned away from the Russian border. The state border of the Russian Federation was not violated, reported the news agency TASS, using the formulaic language that Moscow employs for such missions, which have increased in frequency amid tit-for-tat military flights between the countries. Russia's defense ministry released footage of the U.S. aircraft being accompanied, which was shown on the military TV channels of Yazda. The scrambling of fighter jets comes only 2 days after a similar incident. Russia's National Defense Control Center said on Tuesday that one of its Su-30 fighters was sent to intercept a U.S. spy plane over the Black Sea. The Russian plane from the country's southern military district's air defense forces was scrambled to identify the aerial target and prevent it from violating the Russian state border, the center said, according to the news agency TASS. The crew of the Russian fighter identified the aerial target as a U.S. Air Force EP-3E Ares electronic warfare and reconnaissance aircraft and shadowed it, the statement added. Tensions between Russia, the US and NATO continue to simmer. Moscow has been angered by drills conducted by the alliance in the Black Sea, a hotspot since Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014. There was a standoff in the region following the British Navy's sailing of HMS Defender past Crimea in June. Meanwhile, Mikhail Popov, Deputy Secretary of Russia's Security Council, has reiterated his government's warning to NATO and its allies not to confront Moscow. In an interview with Rossiyskaya Gazeta released on Wednesday, he said a repeat of such actions would continue to be suppressed by the most severe methods. Meanwhile, 2 Sukhoi Su-30 fighter jets escorted a U.S. Boeing P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft over the Black Sea. Russian agencies said it was a U.S. Navy aircraft. The ministry added it did not violate Russia's border. Russian fighters had earlier practiced bombing enemy planes during an exercise in the Black Sea amid NATO drills in the area. The exercise was undertaken against simulated enemy ships with Sukhoi Su-30SM, Sukhoi Su-24M bombers, Sukhoi Su-34 and Sukhoi Su-27 fighter jets taking part in the operation. NATO, Ukraine and other countries had jointly conducted large-scale drills in the Black Sea named Sea Breeze with 30 ships and 40 aircraft taking part in the operation. U.S. missile destroyer USS Ross and the U.S. Marine Corps also took part in the sea drills. Russia hit out against the scale and aggressiveness of the drill, asserting that it hardly contribute to security in the Black Sea region. Russia's relations with the West have been tense, with the Navy engaging Britain's HMS Defender as it fired a warning shot at it in June. Britain said the ship was passing through Ukrainian territorial waters. Later, British and Dutch warships passed through the Bosphorus Strait amid tensions with Russia. Netherlands defense minister had earlier accused Russian jets of harassing a Dutch Navy frigate in the Black Sea. Tensions between Russia and Western nations have been boiling ever since Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014. Russia claims waters around the Crimean Peninsula as its own, however, it is not recognized by most countries.